What is the FCC Part 97 definition of a space station? A. Any satellite orbiting the Earth. B. Manned satellite orbiting the Earth. C. An amateur station located more than 50 km above the Earth's surface. D. An amateur station using amateur radio satellites for relay of signals. C. An amateur station located more than 50 km above the Earth's surface. What is the maximum peak envelope power output for technician class operators using their assigned portions of the HF bands? A. 200 watts. B. 100 watts. C. 50 watts. D. 10 watts. A. 200 watts. What is the grace period following the expiration of an amateur license within which the license may be renewed? A. 2 years. B. 3 years. C. 5 years. D. 10 years. A. 2 years. What, if any, are the restrictions concerning transmission of language that may be considered indecent or obscene? A. The FCC maintains a list of words that are not permitted to be used on amateur frequencies. B. Any such language is prohibited. C. The E2 maintains a list of words that are not permitted to be used on amateur frequencies. D. There is no such prohibition. B. Any such language is prohibited. When, under normal circumstances, may a technician class licensee be the control operator of a station operating in an exclusive amateur extra class operator segment of the amateur band? When? A. At no time. B. When operating a special event station. C. As part of a multi-operator contest team. D. When using a club station whose trustee is an amateur extra class operator licensee. A. At no time. Which of the following restrictions apply when an unlicensed person is allowed to speak to a foreign station using a station under the control of a technician class control operator? A. The person must be a U.S. citizen. B. The foreign station must be one with which the U.S. has a third-party agreement. C. The licensed control operator must do the station identification. D. All of these choices are correct. B. The foreign station must be one with which the U.S. has a third-party agreement. What kind of communication is taking place when an amateur station is transmitting and receiving on the same frequency? A. Full duplex. B. Duplex. C. Simplex. D. Multiplex. C. Simplex. What term describes the use of a subaudible tone transmitted along with normal voice audio to open the squelch of the receiver? A. Carrier squelch. B. Tone burst. C. DTMF. D. CTCSS. D. CTCSS. Which of the following is an accepted practice for an amateur operator who has checked into a net? A. Provided that the frequency is quiet, announce the station call sign and location every 5 minutes. B. Move 5 kHz away from the net's frequency and use high power to ask other hams to keep clear of the net frequency. C. Remain on frequency without transmitting until asked to do so by the net control station. D. All of the choices are correct. C. Remain on frequency without transmitting until asked to do so by the net control station. What can happen if the antennas at opposite ends of a VHF or UHF line of sight radio link are not using the same polarization? A. The modulation side bands might become inverted. B. Signals could be significantly weaker. C. Signals have an echo effect on voices, D. Nothing significant will happen. B. Signals could be significantly weaker. How does the wavelength of the radio wave relate to its frequency? A. The wavelength gets longer as the frequency increases. B. The wavelength gets shorter as the frequency increases. C. There is no relationship between wavelength and frequency. D. The wavelength depends on the bandwidth of the signal. B. The wavelength gets shorter as the frequency increases. What causes tropospheric ducting? A. Discharges of lightning during electrical storms. B. Sunspots and solar flares. C. Updrafts from hurricanes and tornadoes. D. Temperature inversions in the atmosphere. D. Temperature inversions in the atmosphere. How is a computer's sound card used when conducting digital communications? A. The sound card communicates between the computer CPU and the video display. B. The sound card records the audio frequency for video display. C. The sound card provides audio to the radio's microphone input and converts received audio to digital form. D. All of these choices are correct. C. The sound card provides audio to the radio's microphone input and converts received audio to digital form. Which of the following controls could be used if the voice pitch of a single-side Eben signal seems too high or low? A. The AGC or limiter. B. The bandwidth selection. C. The tone squelch. D. The receiver it or clarifier. D. The receiver it or clarifier. Which of the following is a good electrical conductor? A. Glass. B. Wood. C. Copper. D. Rubber. C. Copper. If a frequency display shows a reading of 2425 MHz, what frequency is that in GHz? A. 0.002425 GHz. B. 24.25 GHz. C. 2.425 GHz. D. 2425 GHz. C. 2.425 GHz. What is the basic unit of inductance? A. The coulomb. B. The farad. C. The Henry. D. The ohm. C. The Henry. What is the resistance of a circuit in which a current of 3 amperes flows through a resistor connected to 90 volts? A. 3 ohms. B. 30 ohms. C. 93 ohms. D. 270 ohms. B. 30 ohms. What type of component is often used as an adjustable volume control? A. Fixed resistor. B. Power resistor. C. Potentiometer. D. Transformer. C. Potentiometer. Which of the following components can consist of 3 layers of semiconductor material? A. Alternator. B. Transistor. C. Triode. D. Pentagrade converter. B. Transistor. What is component 2 in figure T1? Its symbol is a circle enclosing a thick vertical line, with one line meeting it to form a T shape and 2 angled lines also meeting the vertical line, the lower of which is marked with what is component 2? A. Resistor. B. Transistor. C. Indicator lamp. D. Connector. B. Transistor. What is the function of component 2 in figure T1? Its symbol is a thick line in a D shape, with leads connected to a thin arced line within. A. Give off light when current flows through it. B. Supply electrical energy. C. Control the flow of current. D. Convert electrical energy into radio waves. C. Control the flow of current. What is a transceiver? B. A unit combining the functions of a transmitter and a receiver. C. A component in a repeater that filters out unwanted interference. D. A type of antenna matching network. B. A unit combining the functions of a transmitter and a receiver. What should be the first step to resolve cable TV interference from your ham radio transmission? A. Add a low-pass filter to the TV antenna input. B. Add a high-pass filter to the TV antenna input. C. Add a preamplifier to the TV antenna input. D. Be sure all TV coaxial connectors are installed properly. D. Be sure all TV coaxial connectors are installed properly. What is the disadvantage of air core coaxial cable when compared to foam or solid electric types? A. It has more loss per foot. B. It cannot be used for VHF or UHF antennas. C. It requires special techniques to prevent water absorption. D. It cannot be used at below freezing temperatures. C. It requires special techniques to prevent water absorption. Which instrument would you use to measure electric potential or electromotive force? A. An ammeter. B. A voltmeter. C. A wavemeter. D. An ohmmeter. B. A voltmeter. Which type of modulation is most commonly used for VHF and UHF voice repeaters? A. BSSB. CPSK. DFM. DFM. What telemetry information is typically transmitted by satellite beacons? A. The signal strength of received signals. B. Time of day accurate to plus or minus 1/10 second. C. Health and status of the satellite. D. All of these choices are correct. C. Health and status of the satellite. How might you obtain a list of active nodes that use VoIP? A. By subscribing to an online service. B. From online repeater lists maintained by the local repeater frequency coordinator. C. From a repeater directory. D. All of these choices are correct. D. All of these choices are correct. What does the term APRS mean? A. Automatic Packet Reporting System. B. Associated Public Radio Station. C. Auto Planning Radio Setup. D. Advanced Polar Radio System. A. Automatic Packet Reporting System. Which of the following describes a simple dipole-oriented parallel to the Earth's surface? A. A ground wave antenna. B. A horizontally polarized antenna. C. A rhombic antenna. D. A vertically polarized antenna. B. A horizontally polarized antenna. Which of the following connectors is most suitable for frequencies above 400 MHz? A. A UHF PL259/SO239 connector. B. A Type N connector. C. An RS213 connector. D. A DB25 connector. B. A Type N connector. Which of the following is a safety hazard of a 12-volt storage battery? A. Touching both terminals with the hands can cause electrical shock. B. Shorting the terminals can cause burns, fire, or an explosion. C. RF emissions from the battery. D. All of these choices are correct. B. Shorting the terminals can cause burns, fire, or an explosion. What is considered to be a proper grounding method for a tower? A. A single 4-foot ground rod, driven into the ground no more than 12 inches from the base. B. A ferrite or RF choke connected between the tower and ground. C. Separate 8-foot-long ground rods for each tower leg, bonded to the tower and each other. D. A connection between the tower base and a cold water pipe. C. Separate 8-foot-long ground rods for each tower leg, bonded to the tower and each other. How can you make sure your station stays in compliance with RF safety regulations? A. By informing the FCC of any changes made in your station. B. By re-evaluating the station whenever an item of equipment is changed. C. By making sure your antennas have low SWR. D. All of these choices are correct. B. By re-evaluating the station whenever an item of equipment is changed.